Could you introduce your country and your education?
I'm from Denmark, and we are part of what is called the Nordic countries in the northern part of Europe. You know, there are 5 Nordic countries, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Finland, and Denmark. We are a small population compared to Korea. We are 5.5 million people. We are, like Korea, surrounded by sea. It's very important for Danish people to be near the sea, and that's also why we have developed into be a global player when it comes to maritime industry and shipping. That's also have an impact on our education. You will see a lot of maritime education in Denmark due to our main focus on that. You know that 10% of all goods globally are carried on Danish ships. And many of these ships are, of course, built in Korea, but owned by Danish ship owners. Denmark is also a place that, even though we are located in the northern part of Europe, it's actually pretty centralized. In the meaning that Copenhagen Airport is a hub for international flights in Europe. So when studying as an international student in Denmark, you will have easy access to most of the major cities in Europe, and there you will find cheap flights to cities like Berlin and London and Paris. And when you as a student are living in Denmark, I think as a Korean you will experience both a innovative and green lifestyle. You know that 35% of people in Copenhagen, they use their bike when they go to work every day. That's a big difference compared to Seoul. Of course, you have a nice subway system, but you also have a lot of cars. But as a student in Denmark, it will be a very good idea to rent or even buy a bike, because it's very easy to get around in Denmark on a bike. That's also because Denmark, compared to Korea, is a very flat country. We don't have any mountains. So that's why it's very easy to use a bike. Like Korea, we don't have access to natural resources. So that's why research and education, what is in between the 2 ears of you, is very important. That's the real resource of Denmark. So the emphasis on education has for decades been very important in Denmark. And that's why you will also experience world-class universities in Denmark and world-class programs for students.
Okay. So next question is, are there any differences between your education system and other English-speaking countries such as US, Canada, or Australia?
I think that, first of all, I would like to mention that if you look at Europe, set aside UK, of course, Denmark is the country in Europe where most people speak English. That is to do with the ease of being a student, an international student in Denmark. Everybody speaks English, so it's pretty easy to have your daily life there. It's also, I think we have, like most of the European countries, some focus areas that we regard as being pretty strong in. That would be in engineering, that would be in health, that would be in design and architecture. These things, as well as business schools, I think would be the 4 main areas that that we have strong competences in Denmark.
Okay. And will your country has a seminar at the exhibition, right? Will your country has a seminar at the exhibition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then who are gonna attend who are gonna attend the seminar, and what will be the title?
The title of this seminar will be Study in Denmark.
Yeah.
That will be to give the story about how is it to be a student in Denmark, and what kind of life would you be experiencing. I will be part of that presentation, but we will also have Korean students that have been going to Denmark for studying and now are back in Korea, and they will tell their story, how it has been to be in Denmark for studying. Because I think there are some differences. For instance, when you are studying at Danish universities, it's very important. I think there are three main things that we put emphasis in Denmark. One thing will be teamwork, working in teams. The other thing is that you will experience, both when it comes to exams and the real education, that it will be cross-disciplinary education, not just focus on one thing, but you will actually working and showing when you get to your exams that you can handle different disciplines and different competences. And lastly, I would like to mention that problem solving is a common approach to education in Denmark. Meaning that it's not just about getting knowledge, it's actually also about applying this knowledge on real cases, so you're better equipped when you will have a job.
And maybe you're gonna present about scholarships as well, the seminar. Yeah. And for the last, is there any comments for the Korean students or their parents who are gonna participate in this this exhibition?
You mentioned scholarships, and actually we are pretty happy that actually this week Denmark and Korea signed a new scholarship agreement, which will make it even easier for Korean students to go to Denmark. It's a scholarship program that is mutual, meaning both Danish students can go to Korea, but in this case it's more important that Korean students can apply for this scholarship and study at Danish universities. The scholarship will give you tuition fee at the university, but it will also grant you with a monthly grant of roughly $1,000 that will cover living expenses when you're living in Denmark. And I would also like to mention one other thing, because I know it's important for Korean. Denmark is a very safe place to live in. You will experience maybe a more laid-back atmosphere than you are used to in Korea, but it's definitely a safe place to be. And you will hopefully also experience that Danish people are happy.
Yeah.
For I think in the last 4 years, Denmark has been voted the most happiest nation in the world. It's difficult to say why are we the happiest nation in the world, and I think there's a number of explanations for that. But one of the things I would like to use as you can say, a way of marketing Denmark is that come to Denmark and experience the nation of the happy people.